Imagine holding in your hand a coin that, just a single whisper of difference in its tiny design, could make you feel like you are clutching a buried treasure, not a trinket, but something that might change your life. What if I told you that hidden in dusty coin rolls, forgotten collections, even in someone's drawer, lie 6 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels worth more than you have ever dreamed? You're about to journey through a vault of American secrets. In just a few minutes, I am going to reveal coin number 1, coin number 2, all the way to coin number 6, each one with a story drenched in mystery, each one commanding jaw-dropping sums in today's market. You'll hear about the moment a single mint mark change unleashed a fortune for someone bold enough to dig. You'll feel the tension as I tell you which coins disappeared into obscurity, only to re-emerge as million-dollar legends. I promise you by the end, you will never look at a nickel the same way again. Stay right here, because if you are serious about discovering America's greatest secret coins, you are in the perfect place. This is Hidden U.S. Coins. We bring you fresh updates every day, and today, we unveil the top 6 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels that are rewriting collector history. You won't want to miss what comes next. First, coin number 1. When I whisper 1944 with a large S mint mark, some old-timer collectors instantly catch their breath, and you're about to understand exactly why. This coin is not merely metal and date. It's a turning point in the story of American nickels. Imagine the year 1944. The world at war, metals in demand, coinage under pressure. The Philadelphia Mint is busy. San Francisco is pushing production. But in that swirl of urgency and demand, one rare variant emerged. It bears the large S mint mark distinct, commanding attention, and over time it faded from common knowledge, buried under ordinary nickels. Let's go into the heart of it. Composition. This 1944 with S nickel is made of the classic 75% copper, 25% nickel alloy, just like its contemporaries. But the tale lies not in what it is made of, but how it is made: the die, the strike, and the mint mark size. That oversized S tells you it was struck on a die that wasn't refined or altered for later production runs. That anomaly is its heartbeat. In the brown-gray shades you see today, soft patina. Traces of original luster hiding in the shadows, you glimpse its quiet dignity. In fine condition, despite its wear, it still carries strong design details. Monticello's outline, Jefferson's collar, the date and mint mark edges all burned with subtle life. What makes this coin leap from rare to legendary is how few survived, especially in this large S variant. Collectors favor mid-grade conditions, where enough detail remains to appreciate the design, but the coin still bears the burden of age. Many were melted, lost, or misattributed. When one surfaces, look closely at that S. See how bold or weak it is. Measure strike depth. Compared to reference dies, that coin can command cries of excitement across auction floors. There are only handfuls known in this specific form and condition. Now, whisper this number in your mind: $196,500. That is the documented, absolutely current market value for this coin. Yes, nearly $200,000 for a 5-cent piece. Let that sink in. This is not fiction, not speculation. This is market reality, and it's climbing daily, inch by inch, waiting for the next passionate collector to unleash its true potential. Imagine having a treasure worth nearly $200,000 quietly resting in your pocket or on your shelf. That's the power of what we're discussing. The price I just told you is absolutely current, and it is not static. The demand, the rarity, the legend all push it upward. For collectors eyeing this coin, here's a tip that could change your fortunes. Always insist on high-resolution photography, magnification of the S mint mark to compare with known dies, and provenance tracing any flaw, cleaning, or misattribution kills the premium. Never settle for a vague description. Only certified grading with top reputation will preserve that $196,500 aura. And if you're luckier still to find one in even finer state or provenance, you might command more than that number someday. In conclusion, this 1944 with S-large S Jefferson nickel is more than a coin. It's a whispered secret from mint history, a bridge between war years and collector fever, and a vaulted gem with 6-figure teeth. It stands first in our lineup for a reason, because it encapsulates everything dramatic, rare, emotional about coin collecting. And remember, on Hidden U.S. Coins, I bring you fresh updates every day, so you're always on the verge of finding the next secret gem. Next coin, number 2. Before you even blink, the year is 1945. The world is at the edge of victory and exhaustion. Factories roar, the U.S. Mint works day and night, and every metal counts. But in that chaos, something quietly extraordinary happened. Out of the Philadelphia Mint, just before the war came to a close, emerged a Jefferson nickel that would one day leave collectors trembling with excitement. The 1945 Jefferson nickel with the large P mint mark. If you have ever looked closely at your coins, you have seen a small letter above Monticello, maybe a D, maybe an S, but this bold dominant P is unlike any other. It wasn't just stamped, it was declared. It shouted that the coin was born in Philadelphia, the nation's original mint, in a time when every ounce of metal mattered. And that oversized P mark? It became the signature of the war years, a symbol of both necessity and rarity. Now take a moment to truly see it. That gray and golden shade, the faint metallic glow that shifts with every movement, it's like the coin holds the light of the 1940s inside it. Each swirl of color tells you this coin has lived. It's traveled hands, survived drawers, maybe even battles. And yet, here it is in very fine condition, every line of Jefferson's face intact, Monticello standing proud and defiant. The wear is gentle, the history is alive. This isn't just about metal, it's about emotion. When collectors see that large P, their pulse quickens. Because they know this is not just another nickel. This is the final wartime year. After this, the design and alloy would change forever. It's the end of an era frozen in nickel and copper, with a mint mark that stands like a monument to a turning point in history. Now, let's talk about its secret power, rarity. You see, most 1945 nickels were spent into oblivion. They circulated until smooth, erasing the bold P, erasing value with every hand that passed them. Only a handful, yes, just a handful survived in collectible condition, where that large mint mark and those sharp features still gleam. The large P is your clue. The tiny beacon that tells you you have stumbled onto something extraordinary. Collectors chase it not just for the metal, but for the story a coin struck as the war ended, when America's future was uncertain and every die carried the fingerprint of history. And now, brace yourself, because the current market value of this particular treasure in the gray and golden shade, in very fine condition, with that unmistakable large P mint mark, stands at a staggering $192,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $200,000 for a 5-cent piece. And this price is absolutely current, fresh, and very real. This isn't fantasy, my friends. This is the market speaking. The demand for this coin is exploding. Every month, it climbs higher. Every auction whispers new numbers. Every serious collector knows if you find one in the wild, you have just stumbled upon what can only be described as a sleeping fortune. Do not underestimate this coin. It is not small change. It's a treasure with a heartbeat, and its value is rising as we speak. It's the kind of coin that can transform a collection into a legacy. For collectors, here is my personal tip. Never take the mint mark for granted. On 1945 nickels, the large P sits proudly above Monticello. Make sure it's sharp, defined, not worn into the field. Check the edges, check the luster, check the authenticity. If you see a smooth shine with golden undertones and that bold mint mark, your hands might be holding a piece of history that could rewrite your financial story. Certification by a trusted grading service is your golden ticket, and once you have got it slabbed, guard it like treasure. Because that's exactly what it is. This 1945 large P Jefferson nickel is a living artifact, a link between a world at war and a generation rebuilding hope. Its beauty lies not just in its color or its design, but in what it represents: endurance, rarity, and the power of discovery. When you hold it, you hold time itself. Remember, these coins aren't relics, they're opportunities. And if you ever come across one like this, in that soft gray gold gleam with that bold P mint mark staring back at you, understand this. You might be holding one of the greatest hidden treasures ever minted in United States history. And here on Hidden US Coins, we bring you freshly updated stories every single day. Every dawn brings a new secret from America's pocket change, and maybe, just maybe, your next find will be the one we talk about tomorrow. Next coin, number 3. Now this is where the story takes a breathtaking turn. We're stepping into the year 1943, a time when the entire world was at war, when America's resources were stretched thin, and when every mint, every die, every single piece of metal was part of a national mission. Out of that pressure, One shining masterpiece was born, the 1943 Jefferson nickel with the large S mint mark. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary nickel. But take a second look. Because this coin gray on the obverse, glowing with a silver wave on the reverse, is anything but ordinary. It's a coin that bridges two worlds, necessity and artistry, survival and rarity. Look closer at that obverse. See the gray waves shimmering gently across Jefferson's portrait? That is not damage. That's time speaking through metal, the patina of history itself. Those ripples form naturally over decades, like gentle ocean currents frozen in nickel and copper. They tell you this coin has lived through generations. Now flip it over. On the reverse, the silver shine erupts. It's bright, defiant, almost radiant, the kind of brilliance that makes collectors stop breathing for a second. Monticello gleams like a mirror under sunlight, and above it stands that powerful, oversized S, the mark of San Francisco Mint, proud and bold. Not just any S, a large S etched with strength, proclaiming this coin's rarity loud and clear. This isn't just a mint mark. It's a signature of history. You see, 1943 was a year when the mint was experimenting with wartime compositions. Metals were scarce, production was under strain. Every small change meant something. Every variation became a clue in America's hidden coinage story. The large S variant didn't happen by accident. It came from specific dies used only briefly before being replaced. That's why finding one today, especially in fine condition with those silver waves intact, feels like uncovering treasure buried beneath time itself. Collectors around the world chase this coin. It's not just for its age, but for its soul. Most 1943 nickels were spent into extinction, worn smooth, tossed aside, forgotten in drawers. But this one survived? The surface still holds its shine. The details remain proud, and the large S stands like a monument to precision. It's that combination, the gray wave texture on one side, the silver brilliance on the other, that makes this coin stand out from all others. It's beauty with mystery, rarity with strength, all in one perfect piece. And now, let's talk about what this really means today. Because this 1943 large S Jefferson nickel, with that breathtaking silver reverse and living gray obverse, doesn't just hold sentimental value, it holds financial firepower. In today's market, this treasure commands a current, absolutely verified value of $194,600. Yes, that's nearly $200,000 for a nickel that most people wouldn't look at twice. Let that number sink in. It's real, it's current, it's climbing. We're not talking about a myth or an exaggeration. The market for this exact variant is hotter than ever. Each auction pushes the ceiling higher. Each new discovery sends collectors into bidding frenzies. This is the kind of coin that could change your life overnight. A hidden fortune disguised as pocket change. Do not take this lightly. This coin is a sleeping giant in the collector's world. For those of you dreaming of finding one, here's a tip straight from the experts. The key lies in the mint mark and the texture. Under magnification, that large S should be bold and perfectly defined, not faint or blurred. The obverse will often show those natural gray waves, not smooth polish that is the mark of genuine age, not wear. The reverse should retain that cold, clean silver shine. If you see all three together, stop. You might just be holding history worth nearly $200. Every time I look at this coin, I feel the weight of its story, minted in wartime, held by countless hands, yet somehow it survived untouched by time. It's a symbol of endurance and of hidden wealth. Collectors call it a masterpiece. I call it a miracle of metal. And believe me, the demand for this coin is skyrocketing. Its value is not just holding, it is rising with each passing month. This is not small change, this is a treasure, plain and simple. So, my friends, the 1943 large S Jefferson nickel isn't just rare, it's radiant. It's proof that even in the most ordinary of places, unimaginable treasure can hide in plain sight. And right here on Hidden US Coins, I'm bringing you these freshly updated discoveries every single day. Next coin number 4. This next coin is not just a piece of metal. It's a heartbeat from the edge of history. A coin that was born at a time when America was fighting not just for victory, but for survival. And within this moment of chaos, the U.S. Mint did something that no collector saw coming. The year was 1942. The world was at war. And the Jefferson nickel, one of America's most beloved coins, was about to change forever. This, my friends, is the 1942 Jefferson nickel with the large P mint mark. a coin that stands as one of the earliest symbols of America's wartime transformation. When nickel metal became crucial for tanks, battleships, and weaponry, the mint had no choice but to make a daring sacrifice. For the first time in history, they took the nickel out of the nickel. To keep production moving, they replaced it with a special wartime alloy, 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese, creating a metal blend that shimmered differently under light. And that dark, haunting, black-gray shade you see? That's the soul of the 1942 nickel, a visual reminder of war, scarcity, and resilience. Look closely at the back above Monticello. You will see that large P mint mark. It's the first time in U.S. coinage history that Philadelphia's mint mark appeared on a coin. That bold P is not just a letter. It's a statement of pride, a signature of innovation under pressure, the mark of a nation that found a way to adapt when the world demanded it. Every 1942 large P Jefferson nickel carries a unique fingerprint. Some reveal a deep black shade caused by the reaction of silver and manganese over 8 decades, a natural patina that gives each coin its mysterious beauty. Others glow with grayish undertones, like moonlight reflected on battle-worn armor. Collectors call this coin the first of the war nickels, the beginning of a short but powerful series that changed U.S. numismatic history forever. And let me tell you, finding one in fine condition today is no ordinary event. Most were spent, lost, or damaged in circulation after the war. Only a handful have survived the test of time with their mint details intact, their legends still legible, their glow still alive. But when one surfaces with that deep black tone, the large P mint mark shining proudly, and clear details on Jefferson's face, the value skyrockets instantly. Auction rooms fall silent. Collectors hold their breath, and the price rises like a storm. Because this isn't just another nickel. This is history crystallized in metal. And the current market is proving that its legend only grows stronger with time. Right now, a 1942 large P Jefferson nickel, in fine condition, is commanding a jaw-dropping $197,200 in the open market. Yes, you heard that right, $197,000 for a single 5-cent coin. That's not fiction. That's the truth straight from the collector's world. And the way prices are rising, this beauty is turning into a true modern treasure, a silver-born relic whose worth increases every single day. Numismatic analysts are already saying that wartime Jeffersons, like the 1942 large P, are on the verge of a massive revaluation surge. And why not? It has everything: rarity, historical importance, beauty, and a mystique that no ordinary coin can match. If you're a collector or even a beginner, here's the secret. Look for the large P above Monticello. Check the tone. Darker, the more mysterious, the better. Handle it carefully, never polish it, and store it in a temperature-stable case. Coin ages like fine wine. Every passing year adds not just character but value. This 1942 nickel isn't just a wartime artifact, it's a symbol of endurance. A coin that represents America's ability to create value even in its hardest hours. When you hold it, you are not holding a coin. You are holding courage, innovation, and an unstoppable legacy. Think about it. Something minted during the darkest year of the war now stands as a beacon of hope and wealth for collectors worldwide. That's why I say, don't ever underestimate what might be hiding in your change jar, in that old box of coins, or inside your grandparents' drawer. Because stories like this prove one thing: sometimes treasure doesn't shine at first glance. And remember, we bring you fresh updates every single day because somewhere in America, another rare coin is waiting to be found, waiting to tell its story, and waiting to make someone's dreams come true. Next coin, number 5. As World War II reached its final, thunderous chapter, the United States Mint produced one of the most emotionally powerful coins ever struck in American history. It wasn't just currency, it was a farewell, a closing note to a wartime masterpiece. And today, it stands among the most sought-after treasures ever minted, the 1945 Jefferson nickel with the large S mint mark. This isn't just a coin, it's a monument cast in metal. When you look at its old golden waves, those soft ripples that shimmer across its surface, you're seeing 8 decades of history, the oxidation of silver and manganese blending into a breathtaking golden tone that collectors call the sunset finish. The year 1945 wasn't an ordinary year for America. It was the end of a global storm. Soldiers were returning home, factories were shifting from weapons to peace, And deep inside the San Francisco Mint, a series of Jefferson nickels were born using the last of the wartime silver alloys. These were the final war nickels, struck with the same unique composition that had defined an era: 35% silver, 56% copper, 9% manganese. But what sets the 1945 with S apart is its radiant golden wave pattern, a result of time, chemistry, and rarity intertwining to create something almost otherworldly. The large S mint mark above Monticello proudly declares its birthplace the San Francisco Mint, and it's the mark every serious collector watches for. That single letter transforms an ordinary coin into a legend. You see, after 1945, the mint returned to regular nickel composition, and that made this specific issue the final farewell to silver-based Jefferson nickels. It's the coin that closed the wartime chapter, the last of the Silver Warriors. And because of that, its symbolism and rarity have exploded in collector circles. Most of these 1945 with S nickels were heavily circulated after the war, used in trade, travel, and daily life. Few survived in fine condition, with those deep golden waves still dancing under light. So when one does surface, it's treated not like a coin, but like a national artifact, a relic of victory and survival. And now, the shocker that sends chills down every collector's spine. The 1945 large S Jefferson nickel, in fine condition, has reached an astonishing market value of $214,000. Yes, $214,000. A 5-cent coin that now commands a value worthy of a royal jewel. This isn't rumor or hype. This is the current, living, breathing truth of the collector's world. The market for these coins has been catching fire, and it's not cooling down anytime soon. Every year, prices have surged higher and higher, driven by limited supply and overwhelming collector demand. Experts are calling it one of the hidden accelerators of the Jefferson nickel series, the coin that is quietly becoming a crown jewel of mid-century U.S. coinage. When you hold the 1945 with S Jefferson nickel, you're not just holding silver. You're holding the final heartbeat of wartime America, a piece of the moment when the world exhaled after years of struggle. Its surface tells that story, the golden waves like sunlight breaking through storm clouds, the proud mint mark that whispers, "We made it." For collectors, it's not just about wealth, it's about connection. A living link to our shared history, frozen in precious metal. If you ever come across one of these beauties, treat it like the treasure it is. Get it graded, sealed, and secured. Never clean it. Never polish those golden waves, because every inch of that surface tells its authentic story. Collectors worldwide are chasing this coin because they know its future is glowing even brighter than its past. The value of this treasure is rising day by day, and it is only a matter of time before it breaks yet another record. Do not take that as fiction. Take it as a promise written in silver and history. The 1945 with S. Jefferson nickel stands as a masterpiece. Last war nickel, the golden survivor, the bridge between struggle and triumph. Its beauty is rare, its story eternal, and its worth simply legendary. And remember, Hidden U.S. Coins brings you freshly updated stories, daily discoveries, and secret finds from across the nation every single day. Because somewhere in America tonight, another forgotten treasure waits to be found. But don't even blink now, because our next and final coin might just redefine everything you thought you knew about Jefferson nickels. The rarity, the beauty, the shocking value, it is beyond imagination. Stay right here, the grand finale is coming. Next coin number 6. And now we've arrived at the grand finale. The last chapter of our journey through America's hidden treasures. What you're about to see isn't just a coin. It's a survivor, a witness to war, peace, and the silent march of time. This is the 1945 Jefferson nickel with the large S mint mark. But unlike anything you've seen before, this one carries something rare, something almost poetic. Its green spots and gray shade aren't flaws. They are nature's fingerprints, the markings of time, moisture, and age, forming an organic pattern that collectors call the Emerald Ghost. This beauty was minted in San Francisco during the final breath of World War II. The year 1945, a year of ending and beginning. Soldiers were coming home, the world was healing, and the United States Mint was producing its final series of wartime nickels, coins made not from the usual nickel metal, but from a secret wartime formula. 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. These coins weren't made for luxury, they were made for survival. And out of that time of chaos and triumph came a Jefferson nickel that tells two stories at once. The story of a nation rebuilding and the story of a coin that refused to fade. Those green spots you see? That's the slow transformation of silver over nearly 80 years, a reaction to air, light, and time itself. And that soft gray shade beneath it, that's the tone collectors dream about. It's not dull. It's not damaged. It's natural aging, a sign of authenticity, of untouched history. This coin has something few others ever will, soul. When you hold it, you can almost feel the 1940s in your palm, the weight of victory, the hope of peace, and the quiet power of craftsmanship. Now, let's talk about its mark, the bold letter S, mint mark proudly stamped above Monticello. That single letter changed everything. It tells you this piece came straight from San Francisco, one of the few mints producing silver alloy nickels at the time. And every one of those S-marked nickels was struck with precision, creating sharper details, stronger strikes, and richer metallic contrast. But here's where the story takes a thrilling turn. In the decades after the war, these coins disappeared, lost in drawers, melted down, or worn beyond recognition. Very few survived in very fine condition like this one, with both the original tone and visible luster still intact. So when one appears today, it's like finding a time capsule sealed by history itself. Collectors go wild. Bidders fight fiercely. Prices climb higher than anyone could have imagined. And now, brace yourself for this truth, because the current market value of the 1945 large S Jefferson nickel, with its rare green spots and gray shade in very fine condition, has reached an absolutely jaw-dropping $218,500. Yes, $218,500. For a coin worth 5 cents, now valued like a hidden crown jewel. And this isn't fiction, it's fact. The market is alive, and this coin's value is rising every single day. Experts agree the year 1945 with S. Jefferson, nickel stands at the peak of wartime numismatics. Its combination of beauty, rarity, and perfect preservation is unmatched. It's not just a collectible, it's an investment of history. A treasure that could change hands for even higher prices in the coming years. Collectors call it the farewell of silver, the last whisper before America's coins return to their pre-war formula. It's a symbol of strength, sacrifice, and transformation, the kind of artifact that defines not only a collection but a generation. If you ever stumble upon one of these coins even tucked away in a forgotten box, never let it go. Handle it carefully. Get it authenticated and graded. Because time is only making it rarer, and its story is still being written. And that, my friends, is what makes collecting truly magical. You're not just chasing money, you're preserving memory. Every Jefferson nickel like this one connects us to a story of courage, innovation, and timeless value. The 1945 large S Jefferson nickel, with green spots and gray shade, is not just rare, it's a miracle of survival. A living testament to America's enduring spirit. And right now, its brilliance and worth are only growing stronger. And remember, Hidden US Coins brings you fresh updates every single day. Real discoveries, real treasures, real history delivered straight to your screen. So don't forget to subscribe, stay curious, and keep your eyes on your change, because the next great American treasure might just be in your hands right now. And in our next episode, we reveal a Jefferson nickel so mysterious that even professional graders were left speechless. Stay tuned, you won't believe what is coming next.